This video brings an urgent message that will be difficult to hear, but Jesus specifically wants you to know it. 9 spiritual beings have been discussing you, and they've all reached the same painful conclusion about your spiritual condition. This isn't just another spiritual video. It's a revelation that will hurt your heart but needs to be shared. These 9 entities have been watching your spiritual journey with growing concern, and their unanimous agreement about you cannot be ignored any longer. The truth you're about to receive has been carefully withheld until this exact moment when you're ready to face it. There's a divine appointment happening right now as you watch this message. Don't scroll away, because what you're about to learn will shatter what you thought you knew about your spiritual state. Jesus loves you too much to let you continue living in spiritual deception. This isn't an ordinary spiritual message. It's a divine intervention about a painful truth that these 9 beings have observed in your spiritual life. Jesus has been watching your religious activities with loving concern, noticing the gap between your outward appearance and your heart's true condition. Missing this particular revelation could mean continuing to live in spiritual delusion that's preventing your real growth. This truth marks a critical turning point where comfortable lies must be replaced with uncomfortable reality. Jesus cares so deeply about your authentic spiritual development that he would be heartbroken if you rejected this difficult message. That's why this revelation found you today. Your attention to this video isn't coincidence. It's a divinely orchestrated moment designed to force you to see what these 9 spiritual observers have been trying to show you. The comfortable spiritual identity you've built around yourself isn't as solid as you believed, and the time for denial is ending. Every prayer you've offered believing you were spiritually mature has been heard. Every church service you've attended thinking you were growing closer to God has been noticed. All the times you felt spiritually superior to others, yet wondered why your prayers seemed unanswered, have been observed. Your religious efforts haven't gone unnoticed. Those moments, when you felt blessed and chosen while others seemed to struggle spiritually, Jesus saw the pride in your heart. The times when your faith felt strong and you judged others for their weakness, that spiritual arrogance was recognized in heaven. The confidence you felt in your righteousness when comparing yourself to less religious people has been carefully watched. The spiritual activities you've performed thinking they made you special have all been acknowledged. The religious path isn't always what it appears to be, and spiritual pride isn't always obvious to the person carrying it. Jesus understands how painful this truth will be, which is why he's revealing it so clearly through these 9 spiritual witnesses. The truth these 9 beings agreed upon appears in your daily spiritual life, but you've been blind to see it. This reality shows up in the way you pray with hidden expectations of being rewarded for your goodness. It emerges in how you secretly compare your spiritual achievements to others and feel superior. It appears in your religious activities that focus more on being seen as holy than actually loving people. This truth is uniquely visible to outside observers, something these 9 beings could see that you couldn't see yourself. It connects directly to your hidden motivations for serving God and the spiritual reputation you've been building. Jesus allowed these 9 spiritual witnesses to observe you because you needed their perspective to break through your self-deception. The window to face this truth about your spiritual condition won't remain comfortable forever. That's why Jesus is concerned you might reject it. When you finally see what they see, you'll understand why your spiritual life has felt hollow despite all your religious efforts. When you accept this painful truth that the 9 beings have revealed, many confusing aspects of your spiritual journey will suddenly make perfect sense. Unanswered prayers, feelings of spiritual emptiness despite religious activity, and distance from God will all connect in a moment of painful but liberating clarity. Jesus has wonderful news for you today. Your spiritual life is about to shift from religious performance to authentic relationship with Him. The divine has seen through your spiritual pretense, and now you're being offered the chance to start over with genuine faith. This moment marks something significant in your walk with God. It's a clear indication that your time of spiritual pretending is ending, and real growth can begin. Something incredibly meaningful is unfolding in your relationship with Jesus, far more authentic than you might have imagined possible. The recognition of this painful truth begins a spiritual awakening that will touch every area of your life, transforming your prayers, relationships, and sense of divine purpose into something real and lasting. There's a wave of heavenly attention surrounding your need for spiritual honesty right now. You're being given a rare opportunity to drop religious pretense and embrace authentic relationship with Jesus. Recognizing this truth about yourself brings genuine awareness of God's presence instead of manufactured spiritual feelings. More real, spiritual insights will begin flowing to you than ever before, but only after you stop pretending to be more holy than you are. This isn't happening by chance. It's a carefully arranged intervention designed specifically for this season when your spiritual pride reached dangerous levels. Your honest prayers matter more to Jesus than all your religious performances combined. Your willingness to face painful truth about yourself inspires heaven far more than your church attendance ever did. Your authentic faith makes a difference in the spiritual atmosphere around you. This divine revelation shows that Jesus values your soul too much to let you continue in comfortable spiritual lies that prevent real growth and transformation. The timing of this painful revelation is no coincidence. It comes now because you're finally spiritually mature enough to handle this difficult truth. This precise moment has been divinely chosen because your religious pride has grown to a point where intervention became necessary. Your spiritual eyes are now ready to see what might have destroyed your faith if revealed too early. Your heart has been prepared through religious disappointments to receive this hard truth. Your soul is now strong enough to face this revelation about your spiritual condition more clearly than ever before. All the religious activities you've engaged in and the spiritual confidence you've built have been preparation for this moment of reckoning. Nothing in your spiritual journey has been wasted. Every experience has led you to this point where you can finally face the truth. This particular revelation is connected to larger spiritual movements where Jesus is calling His people out of religious performance into authentic relationship with Him. If you're feeling convicted by this difficult revelation, please consider sending a super thanks of $5, $10, $20 or more to support our channel's mission of sharing these important but challenging spiritual truths. Your generosity helps these hard messages reach those who desperately need to break free from religious deception. When you give, you participate in a sacred exchange that allows us to continue creating content that challenges comfortable Christianity and calls people to authentic faith in these times of spiritual confusion. As you begin to accept this painful truth that the 9 beings revealed, new spiritual responsibility will naturally develop in your life. This honest vision of yourself brings new accountability, not just for your own authentic growth, but for helping others trapped in similar spiritual pretense. Don't view this responsibility as burden, but as sacred opportunity to participate in Jesus' work of calling people to authentic faith. This revelation signals it's time to step into spiritual maturity and leave religious performance behind. Finding balance becomes essential during this time of spiritual restructuring. While processing this difficult truth about your spiritual condition, remember to lean into God's grace through honest prayer and genuine community. These authentic spiritual practices will support you as you rebuild your faith on truth instead of pretense. Jesus is inviting you to become more than just someone who performs religious activities, but a person who lives in genuine relationship with Him and helps others find the same authenticity. As you become sensitive to this painful truth about spiritual pretense, think about how you can help others who are still trapped in religious performance. Your experience shows that Jesus is constantly trying to call people out of comfortable spiritual lies into authentic relationship with Him. Heaven witnesses every moment when someone chooses painful truth over comfortable deception. Your story of facing this difficult revelation brings hope to people feeling spiritually empty despite their religious activities. Your newfound honesty becomes a light that helps others recognize their own spiritual pretense. This painful truth about your spiritual condition isn't meant to destroy you. It's an invitation to help others experience the same freedom from religious performance. Jesus often works through those who have recently faced hard truths about themselves to help awaken others, still trapped in spiritual deception. Your willingness to accept this difficult message serves as both personal transformation and ministry. Opportunity to help others break free from the same spiritual pretense that once held you captive. As you navigate this new level of spiritual honesty about yourself, stay consistently alert to religious pride, trying to creep back into your heart. Jesus reminds you that while facing one painful truth is wonderful, it's just the beginning of a lifetime of authentic spiritual growth. Maintain the spiritual humility that allowed you to accept this difficult revelation about your spiritual condition in the first place. Guard against returning to religious performance that made you miss important truths about yourself in the past. Let your authentic spiritual awareness continue to flow from genuine love for God and daily honest self-examination. With this new ability to see through spiritual pretense comes ongoing responsibility to remain humble and teachable. Use this gift wisely to discern true spiritual growth from religious activity that feeds your ego. Not every spiritual feeling is authentic, but Jesus will make truly important spiritual truths unmistakable. Embrace this journey of spiritual authenticity with both humility and hope, showing others that real faith comes from honest relationship with Jesus rather than impressive religious performance. Picture a future where you consistently live in complete spiritual authenticity with Jesus. Imagine divine relationship based on truth rather than performance. Spiritual conversations that flow from genuine love instead of religious obligation. And your understanding of God's heart expanding beyond anything you've experienced before. Jesus stands with you, encouraging you to embrace this journey of authentic faith with complete trust in His grace. This is truly your moment to experience deeper divine connection through honest relationship instead of religious pretense that the 9 beings exposed. This marks the beginning of a time when your prayers, worship and service will be more genuine and meaningful than ever before. Accept this painful but liberating truth with gratitude and remember that you're surrounded by divine support on this journey of authentic spiritual transformation. The path ahead holds countless opportunities to experience Jesus' love through real relationship that will become increasingly precious to your honest heart. What freedom awaits as you learn to live without spiritual pretense. If this difficult message has awakened something painful but necessary in your spirit, please consider blessing our channel with a super thanks of $5, $10, $20, or whatever amount feels right to you. Your support creates a beautiful spiritual exchange and allows us to continue sharing these challenging revelations with those who need to break free from religious deception. Your generosity helps fund our mission to help others face hard truths about their spiritual condition in these times of comfortable Christianity. If you're ready to acknowledge that you've been living in spiritual pretense, type 999 in the comments below as your declaration of spiritual honesty. The journey of spiritual authenticity continues beyond this painful revelation. As you step into honest relationship with Jesus, stay grounded in grace, filled prayer and genuine community that keeps your heart humble and teachable rather than proud and performative. Every moment of spiritual honesty you embrace could be the exact example someone else has been waiting to see about their own religious pretense. Your growing spiritual authenticity serves as inspiration for others, wondering if Jesus accepts people who aren't spiritually perfect. Move forward with a humble heart, an honest mind, and a spirit ready for real transformation instead of religious performance. Create opportunities for others to experience authentic faith as you enjoy the freedom coming to your own spiritual life. The spiritual language of authentic relationship has always been part of how Jesus connects with those who love him honestly. By choosing painful truth over comfortable spiritual lies, you join a community of people committed to real faith instead of religious pretense that impresses others but leaves hearts empty.